Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we take a look at every single board game campaign finishing up in the next week. That's right. That's exactly what we're going to do. But before we do that, I'm going to do another giveaway for a $25 Into the AM gift card to my patrons. And if you're not a patron, well, that's okay. But these people support the channel, so I'm going to give something back to them. For those of you who don't know, I love Into the AM stuff. It has basically replaced my entire wardrobe. And they were like, here's a bunch of gift cards that you can use for yourself or for friends. And I said, well, I'm going to give it to my friends. So who's winning one today? Who's winning one this week? I love doing this. I think it's fun. It's always exciting to give away free stuff. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Hubris. Hubris. Yes, you had the hubris to know that it was going to be you. And I will contact you via Patreon, so you don't have to worry about it. But congrats, you just won $25 to Into the AM. And if you don't want it, then I'll just roll it over until the next week or something like that. And what's great is this Wheel of Names remembers. It remembers. So I only have to update it with the people who sign up for Patreon. So let's get into the week. This is something, thank you to those who call out things that I miss and I happen to miss. I try to cover everything. I don't know why I missed this one. You know what it probably was? Back a couple weeks ago, GameFound had this big RPG bonanza. And so when I was sorting through for board game stuff, there was just a ton of RPG stuff. And I think that's why I missed it. But we're going to check it out because I'm sure that there will be a late pledge here. This is by Arcane Wonders, Raas, A Dance of Love. I also assume this will come to retail because Arcane Wonders is a great company. I really like them a lot. Yeah, this will definitely come to retail. But this was on crowdfunding, and let's see what it is because we like to look at things. I love to look. I love to watch. Whenever I'm dancing, you know it's a dance of love, baby. Interesting. This looks like something that I would hate. For sure, because it's very rondel based. But I think some people could enjoy it. Wonder what the price is. Plays in about 15 minutes per player. They say it's 30 to 90 minutes. Backers during the live crowdfunding receive the expansion for free. It can be available for purchase of late pledging for $19.99. So again, no reason now to late pledge for this, really. You choose a disc that you essentially want to take the dice of. Maybe it's the dice that's pointing at you, at your specific spot on the board, or it's a specific dice. I gotta look that up. Then you draft the dice, represents your tempo, and then you also take the zone action. So there's a bunch of additional actions. Okay, this breakdown is not helpful. I'm gonna need a rulebook. You're gonna get 9 turns, essentially. White Castle works very well with 9 turns. Maybe this will work equally well. The core game is $60. Feels like it's not a good call to get this now that the campaign is over. Yeah, each player's draft zone is set by the alignment of their player board. Oh, the colors, the action dice will move, but the draft zone never changes. So the blue zone is never going to rotate, just like what you can get from it. So they call this a drafting game, but it doesn't really feel like a drafting game because nobody's ever going to take anything away from you in this. An action selection game is what it is, right? The colors, actions, and dice in your zone will rotate and change, but your draft zone never moves. Oh, okay, the colors will change. Never mind. All right, that makes more sense. Because the colors will change as well, the different things, but it's whatever color is facing you. But you don't get assigned a specific color. But even still, like discs being assigned in different order doesn't matter. It's like, if there's competition, like there's not going to be any competition for what you want. You're just choosing from 6 choices. That doesn't feel very exciting at all. I like interactivity in my games. I guess what matters is that you get to take the actions in a specific order. And so taking an action might mean that you get a lesser version of that action. I don't know. We're going to see. Just calling it drafting, though, makes me so mad. It's not drafting. These actions are mostly get one thing of your choice or get 2 things that are random, which I like. I appreciate that. I would always go for the 2 things. I love pushing my luck. I love being greedy. Or advance on specific tracks. So you also want to pick the dice based upon like whatever dice are on the diagonals. Does everybody have the same? Because then if I was drafting from here as purple, would I still get activating them? Yeah, corresponding. So yeah, I whacked myself in the head the other day with an umbrella. I was putting my umbrella in the backseat of the car and then I pressed the button and it shot into my head. So I have a big bump on my head, but it's peeling now, so I think that's good. I saw birds. I saw little Tweety birds go around my head. It was very painful, but not as painful as this pretending to give me a choice and not. Anyway, you want these things to have lined up with either the pips or their colors, and then you get a love match so that you can move up on the love track. So again, some places will be more incentivized than others to be picked. And you have to go, oh, that's more incentivizing, but it gives me less of a perfect action. Then you have to make that decision between the 2 things. That's a good thing to have in games, but I don't think this looks very good at all. You're just trying to match the value and the colors. with each other. The value to the round value, which you can always probably take that round value. I don't think this looks good at all. I mean, it might be one of those things that when you see how these things turn and shift, you can start to plan or you can start to feel interested about, but it's just like, it doesn't feel like there are interesting choices. It's just match symbols, match numbers, and you have a lot of flexibility about what you take anyway. You're always going to have one color of dice that you can choose. You can prioritize matching your color, or you can prioritize matching your number, or you can prioritize your third action. A big barrel of who cares. Definitely don't get it now because you don't get the expansion for free. I mean, the other little mini expansion probably gives you additional stuff, but you don't get that for free anymore. I'd wait till it comes out into retail at this point. Sorry for missing it though. I really like to catch everything in their final week, and I definitely let this one slip through. Let's move on. Let's move on to pop art, where you layer transparent cards to blend colors, create a gallery of silkscreen prints, and become the next pop art sensation. 797 backers, nice, but it hasn't raised a lot. This is from Road to Infamy, who has done Canvas, who has done Don't Go In There, who has done Formaggio, Globetrotting. They always have some unique twist on their games, which usually makes their games more expensive, but $25 feels pretty good. So let's see what this translucent card game is like. Like Canvas, you're going to be putting things over top of other things. Oh, that is cool how like the color will change the color as you go through just based upon primary colors. That's sick. And then if you're a dummy, you can just look at the top and be like, all right, it's going to turn into the middle color. That's fun. That's a nice gimmick. 96 transparent cards and then backgrounds. You pick a foreground and a background and you lay them together to blend their colors. And it looks like if orange is to the left, you get 5 points. That's what that iconography means. You just make a 3x3 grid and you try to get the most points in terms of arranging things down below. Yeah, and you can add in additional challenges as well. It's very much like Canvas. It feels like very much the decision space of Canvas as well. But how do you get your cards? Pass your remaining cards to the player on your left, then draw one foreground and one background for the deck. So you are drafting, but you're constantly getting additional stuff. Everybody can do simultaneous play, which I think is cool. Feels like a new, nice iteration of Canvas. This looks good. $25? Yeah, I think the price is right for sure. Yeah, and then there's just a bunch of different conclusions on your scoring. So if there's a directional, then you have to do it in the direction. If there isn't, then it's just all over everywhere. I think this looks good. I think Canvas was really good. I like that this is cheap too. That's nice. How much is shipping? Shipping to the US is $4. Yeah, Canada's $9. That feels really reasonable, especially with these translucent cards. That'd be like $44 to get to me, plus tax and whatever. But that kind of feels reasonable to me, which is so surprising, especially from Road to Infamy games. I hate the box size and shape, this little cube. But yeah, I'm quite surprised by that. I'm really surprised it's not doing that well because I think it's good value. I think it'll be a very simple game. Really, really nice. I'm wildly surprised. If you're interested, that finishes Wednesday, November 26th at 12:59 a.m. I'd say check it out. I just clicked on this one because I'm a war gamer now. I don't know if you saw. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that I'm a war gamer now, but I'm a war gamer now. I'm kind of a professional war gamer now. Zach and I played the Star Wars Legion once, and that's it. But yeah, I'm a war gamer now. And so I saw this, introducing the Tabletop Wargaming Solution 3D printable fold-up battle board. So I wanted to see if the whole battle board is fold-upable. I thought that the stuff was fold-upable, but this is actually kind of nice. It is just a tabletop on your tabletop. Require large gaming spaces. Our 3D printable fold-up battle board solves this problem, allowing you to create a gaming service that's both portable and customizable. You can also add in a bunch of stuff on the outside as well, like dice trays, and this is better than I thought, and like a scoreboard and whatever. So I think you're getting the STLs. Yeah, it's just the digital download. I mean, it's $60 for just the digital download of this, and then you got to afford the filament and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a bit nuts, but I think it's a cool idea. To have this portable topper. $60 feels pretty steep for me, just for the design, for you to print it yourself, and it's going to be very expensive to print, I assume. I don't know how much it's going to be to print. This requires an FDM printer. Resin is not recommended. Also, you need high-density foam board. styrofoam. Oh, they're having you use styrofoam, and then this just helps collapse the styrofoam, which is cool, but also then it's just the frame. The frame is, I guess, a little bit more reasonable to print. Won't cost as much for filament and stuff, so that's not bad. I'm a little less excited about it now, but having it all being able to be folded up and just pulled out, I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was cool, and as a wargamer myself now, as one of the preeminent authorities on wargaming, I figured I'd mention it. That finishes Wednesday, November 26th at 1:06 a.m. We're not covering Rumian, because you could tell just by the box cover, it definitely did the $1 pre-pledge, and we don't cover games to do that. I was looking at one that's like 50% funded, but I didn't think it looked good, so we're not covering it, but we're going to move on to this one. Borderlands, Mr. Torg's Arena of Badassery. Back to the Arena Vault Hunters with an all-new boss battler, standalone expansion, Invincible Arena. But the carnage doesn't stop there, with all-new campaign expansions, skirmish battles, new gameplay modes, and more loot than you can carry. Okay, I thought the Borderlands looked kind of fun, but I also remember hearing that like it was really bad quality when it was delivered. I don't know. I might be misremembering. I think they were trying to really overcharge for their terrain, and it was just like an insane amount of money for no reason. I like the dice system in this, I remember. So there's a ton of new stuff that they're bringing in. I imagine it's going to come with a huge price as well. Yeah, this was back in 2023. Like the guns and the mods and the action-reaction mechanics, so the stuff with the dice. The reloading isn't fun, that you just have to melee people until you can draw a reload token. It doesn't scale for player count at all. They also forgot to include things in the game, such as health tokens for the enemies that take more than one hit. Rulebook is super vague. Yeah. Oh, they said the wounded badass tokens aren't missing. They're the red action tokens. But I mean, if it's confusing, they're placeholder for wound tokens. It's a band-aid by MSC posted in their Discord. The red tokens don't actually work for that, because those are how players track their own health actions, and there simply aren't enough of those at a full player count if players take damage. And they're like, if you don't like this thing, just house rule it. Yeah. They're a small team, less than 20 people? That's a huge team. 20 people is a huge team. Anyway, yeah, I think it's important to go read the previous reviews of Borderlands, because they weren't great, and I don't think that the value was there, especially because each one of I guess this is the standalone boss battlers 85, but you get 4 people and like 3 big minis. It just doesn't feel like the value is there. And are they even going to talk about gameplay in this campaign? Let's see. Dang, I was excited about this. I was excited to revisit this. Like, the art's sick. And maybe that's why they're pushing, hey, you can just take these and do your own skirmish game with them, because they realize that their game isn't as good. You at least seem to get a bunch of these, like, loaders and metal minions that you're going to be fighting if you take any of the campaign expansions. And then you get the skirmish expansion, which, why are you not showing me prices? Into the Badlands. So the campaign expansion? No, the skirmish expansion is $50. The Malawan and Torg are 65. So the campaign expansions are 65. That actually feels pretty reasonable. I was expecting it to be worse, but for the minis that you get and like a whole new campaign sector, the base game's 95. That feels like maybe it's down in price, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I like that you have yellow, green, and red actions, and you get to roll those specific dice. Also determines range, also determines movement, and then you draw a token from the loot bag, pick up loot tokens, get guns, cash, mods, ammos, bounties, and more. So you're just drawing like a crap load of cards, which all do different things, which feels very Borderlands for sure. But they have revised the rulebook based upon player feedback. I feel like Borderlands isn't going to work well as a boss battler. I don't see the boss battler working better than the main game when you're mowing down a bunch of people, because you want loot, right? Like in Borderlands, you want loot. If you click on download the rulebook, you just get not to a rulebook link, which is so annoying. You just go to their website. I don't want it. Top gains, let's get Mr. Torg's Arena, Borderlands, revised rulebook download. Why are you making me search for this shit? And you're going to make me add to cart to get the rulebook? Just make it a file to download. This is insane. Yeah, at least that links right to it. But here, when you go to this, it says that the Invincible Arena rulebook is not found, and that's why it redirected me to the main site. So no real rulebook for the game that they're promoting right now. They have a revised rulebook. I don't have a lot of faith. I thought the dice system, again, looked cool in the previous Borderlands game, but unless you're a really big Borderlands fan, I think there are much better boss battlers and chaos mow down minions games. Go for Massive Darkness 2. Massive Darkness 2 is great. I think this looks, unfortunately, like a bit of a dud, but it's raised a bunch of money, again, because the IP is good IP. Not as much as it did before, though, because I think people have grown wise that it's not really well done. I certainly don't think it looks. It's not inspiring me with confidence, right? And I don't have a bone to pick with this. In fact, I quite like Borderlands, and I think the prices feel very reasonable. So I want this game to be successful. I just don't think it's putting its best foot forward, and that's a shame. Maybe wait till the third revised rulebook, and that'll get you a workable game without a headache. That finishes on the 26th at 2 p.m. Moving along to, this hasn't raised anything at all. This is a year of Relics of Rajavihara, the expansion and the reprint, a puzzly new quest every week for an entire year. Ooh la la, plus a ready-to-ship reprint. That makes sense because in the main game of Relics of Rajavihara, there's like 50. And so if there's a new expansion, then it's, probably another 50. But like framing it as a new thing every week is actually a pretty fun way to engage and enjoy this little puzzle system. If you like getting weekly puzzles delivered to you, gets you a reason to break out your relics again. Relics of Rajavihara is very much like a Rush Hour style game. And no, not the Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker one, but the one where you move little cards and you go, I'm done with this, I don't care. You just have to push blocks, smush your other people, and then shifting the boxes around so that you can create a path to jump and to get the gem. Ooh, and you see those blurry, oh yeah, it's very secretive. It's very secret. You don't know what types of blocks are going to be there, but there's going to be blocks there. $99 Canadian. Ugh. 32 weeks of new relics, $9. I like that a lot. Print and play. Done. A year, $13, right? So if you're a fan, I can see why it's only raising what it's done. If you're a fan of this system and of these little puzzles, Joe Slack has created additional puzzles. Montalo's Revenge just adds in a bunch of different types of blocks, like fire blocks and ice blocks, and the deluxe game adds in just the regular game. This is never something that has ever interested in me. Even if I was a solo player, I don't think I would really be that interested, because I like engaging in the game aspect and feel like I'm playing against somebody versus these style of puzzles. They're not my jam, but they might be your jam. If you really have a hard-on for Rush Hour, like my own personal hard-on for Jackie Chan, well, that's not it. Rush Hour board game? Rush Hour, this is the one. A neat little puzzle. No, where is it? It's probably not on. It's like this. Yeah, Rush Hour Shift. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, this is a 2-player version. Anyway, this one, you know the one I'm talking about. Well, you can check it out. That finishes on Wednesday, November 26th at 9 p.m. I mean, I just clicked on this to make fun of it, really. So I don't know if I feel like making fun of it. It's just another funny card game that's called Exposed, so you can be honest with your answers. Oh, everybody get off your phones! Kissing each other. Let the group change your Instagram bio for 24 hours. Yeah, it's just another game of prompts that they're like, hey, these prompts are better than any prompts you've ever prompted before. No, this is also probably going to be bad. We had a great week last week. It wasn't that great in terms of like quality, but it was great in terms of long, dense rule books and not a lot of filler games. Unfortunately, that's going away. But not unfortunately for me. No, there's a few that I think I'm excited to look at. Maybe. Oh, there's one. There's two. There's two that I'm excited. But it was pop art. All right. Critter Chaos, embrace the chaos, unpredictable, hilarious, full of revenge, just the way chaos should be. Do we think it's everybody draws cards from the deck and then plays them against each other for the last person standing wins? And the things on the cards might be funny? I don't know. Let's see. I saw a dynamite card, so you probably have to get the dynamite. Don't draw the dynamite card. Other games are too predictable. I mean, I do love somebody in a sheet, so that is fair. I do love people covered in sheets. Not in a kink way, okay? But it's very funny way. It's the best way to play celebrity. This is, I mean, I just don't understand how these games keep getting funded. Like, there's gotta be so many, right? Just one every week. €16? That's okay, I guess. €20? 33 Canadian? Like, I really like that they're breaking down how the money is spent. That's sweet. I think this is a lovely breakdown, and people can understand that 20% is going to them. I like that a lot, but yeah, it just looks completely awful, and who cares? I don't know. I don't know what's worse. The Exposed? Well, I got Exposed out of the links. Or Critter Chaos, which I'll leave in the links. I just don't know why these things still exist. But maybe this will be good. 52 backers to get it just over its goal. Around $100 each. I'm suspicious of this. They're like, it's funded. Is anybody going to help us fund it more? A cinematic board game of logic, betrayal, and survival as humanity faces its final algorithm. Oh, it just lost a backer. Connect your hexes, build your spells. I don't know why the two women in this video are the ones who are cast as like, we don't understand the game. Not a good look. Told me nothing. It's going to be $60. Guaranteed this is not funded correctly. This is just being pumped up in the hopes that people get on board. You draw and place hexes to perform patterns that trigger spells. The goal, complete sequences before corruption spreads too far. Tiles flow to their corrupted side, and alliances crumble under pressure. At the end of each round, draw prophecy cards, machine's next strike, which will corrupt things. Each completed pattern achieves a spell card. Spell can protect your tiles, sabotage opponents, manipulate the machine's influence. Cast a master spell, the Sword of Data Fire, or Shield of Ghostlight to win. That's it, I'm sure. I'm sure that's all. Yeah, again, I like this breakdown. All right, yeah, there's nothing else on this page. It looks like you just draw a tile and place it for a pattern. And then every round, some different colors get flipped over and get corrupted. It's like potentially fine, but for $60 and then shipping, it just seems very bad. That finishes Thursday, November 27th at 8:45 a.m. Don't bother. Oh, man, I'm not doing this. I can't do any more. Can't do any more bad ones. And we're also not covering this. The Souls Rebirth. Again, another bad one. Oh, it got another backer, though, so there you go. Maybe it paid its marketing costs. I don't know. Also decided to do the $1 pre-pledge. Another campaign that raised, less than 10,000 American dollars. Doing that tactic. Some raise more, some raise less. Just, it's unimportant. Likely, clearly not an indicator of a sure success, but we do have this, the Fart of War, the card game. I graduated from a university, okay? I graduated with honors from my university. I had a 94 average in high school, all right? I've seen a movie where people auditioned for Juilliard, okay? And this is what my life has come to. My family are doctors, and this is what I've been reduced to. Talking about the Fart of War. My mother won the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, that one was a lie. The Nobel George Peace Prize. I performed at the White House Easter egg roll for Barack and Michelle Obama. Ariana Grande opened for me. That's true. And here I am covering the Fart of War. This is truly a low. I don't know if my life's ever been in a worse position than it is right now. Watch this be my favorite game of all time. Watch this eclipse Rising Sun right away. Fart of War, a good start, is a card. This actually pains me. This hurts my soul. And I do this for you. I do this for your amusement, okay? And you don't even give me a quarter on Patreon for one of these videos. Fart of War is a card game in which you build an army of farts to crush your enemies before a final bomb ends the game. You better crush those enemies with your army of farts. I could have been somebody, I had so much potential. I really thought that I would be somebody. But here we are. Here we are, talking about the Fart of War. Is this who I am? I do like the gazillion pieces are Scrabble, which makes sense. I do appreciate how much effort this video will have taken him, though. People don't understand the effort to make stupid things. And like, Brawlhalla took us forever. Oh, you want to be the smelliest? You're supposed to crush your enemies with farts, but you're supposed to be the smelliest to be the winner? Your theming doesn't even work. It kind of feels, and I don't know, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to ruin anybody's day or make it the worst day at their job, but it kind of feels like you just thought Fart of War and stopped there. I don't know. It could be different. This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. And this is also like, as somebody who exists on YouTube and knows like what a stereotypical YouTuber is and tries to bring some, some levity, sure, some intelligent discourse, some analytical decision space to the YouTube sphere. And then we're presented with, this is who I imagine our Consoni is. The guy who gave Bounce Off a 1. But I'm glad he's having a good time. You know what I mean? He's got his modifier cards. Like, better than Critter Chaos, though, for sure. I appreciate the quick pivot into might just save the world and going as if it was, a bit from Silicon Valley Season 2. They're making a card game. They're having fun. You want to add numbers to your stuff. We're moving on. Is this the episode that breaks me? Maybe. We're on to What the Pixel. Pixel art meets total confusion in this oh, god damn it! Now I'm saying it! In this fast, ridiculous party card game. Okay. Is it pixelated? It's 493 backers. Maybe? Please? The worst part is that I'm doing this to myself. I chose to create this series. I chose to cover everything. I want everything. I want to know everything. I want to make magic. Okay, this isn't going to tell me. The worse you draw, the harder you laugh. You turn simple words into glorified pixel art. So you see, grab a cartridge, flip a button. That's what you have to draw. Place the pixels on the grid. Everybody guesses what it is. A skateboard, a surfboard, an ironing board, or a rail. So they're all very similar, maybe too similar. You try to get coins. Yeah, it's like an interesting concept. A new take on the draw and guess genre. It doesn't seem to interest me for $74 or just the pixel, €22, 36 Canadian. I don't know. It's not bad. There are so many of this like draw and guess. I think Telestrations is still the OG. Like I don't. It's purposefully going to be super bad, right? Like you're not going to be able to figure out what the heck that is. But yeah, there's a potential here. It's not for me, but maybe it's for somebody. That finishes Thursday, November 27th at 12:01 p.m. Okay, this has got to be good, right? It's raised a bunch of money. Vampire Lords. As the fires of war burn across the 15th century Romania, the vampires emerge from the shadows, ready to claim dominion over the realms of mortals. Will you rise to rival the legends of Vlad Dracula? Sink your teeth into the strategic board game combining area control and deck building mechanics. Yeah, this is gonna turn it around. It's going to turn it around. Come on. Oh, it's going to turn it around. Honestly, I'm thrilled. There are just so many horrible games. Last week was so tough for me. So I'm happy to have a lighter week, personally. Sorry for you. You don't get good content at all. But I'm not here for you. All right? I am. I'm desperately here for you. Okay, let's check you out. The board looks neat. I like the art. A strategic board game combining territory control and deck building mechanics. Summon the horrors of darkness to your service. Evolve your vampiric abilities and grow in power as the fearsome Lord of the Night. Forge meaningful alliances and achieve victory alongside your allies. Okay. Play your action cards. They command your armies or your vampires. If you maintain control of 5 towns wins. Players can join forces when as an alliance by controlling a total of 8 towns. Okay, so it's Dune. So you're trying to be Dune. That's Dune is 3 or 4. It's a 2-person project. Initially, Vampire Lords was created as Veronica's master thesis. That's so funny. They're friggin' killing it then for just 2 people. Bronze pledge, €55. 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 rings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters. I'm doing something! Become a Vampire Lord, bend the realm of the mortals to your will, unleash dark powers, lead your armies, fight for dominance. Strong deck is key, tweak it to match your strategy. Your cards let you plan and take actions. Don't be afraid to remove cards from your deck. They might still serve you from beyond the grave. I like that as a teaser. But then again, I just like being teased. So that's why I put myself on the internet. So you can all tease me. Oh, right. The expansion gets you to 5 or 6 players. Right. That's what they were saying. Those used to be my favorite expansions. They used to be sort of the ones that I would want to auto-include because I would think, yeah, I really want to play this game with the largest number of people. And now I realize I don't want that all the time. Sometimes the game feels more balanced with less people. But even still, I think the price uptick doesn't feel horrible. Are you not going to have a rule? You're not going to have rule books, bro? No, come on. It's your thesis. It's written down. Shipping to Canada is €40, €35. That kills it. USA to Canada. That's a lot. No, where's the rules? Are you hidden in an update? Man. Rulebook. How to play. Why are you not on the page? Insane. Only 11 pages. Interesting. Well, I guess 22, technically. Each game lasts a maximum of 4 rounds, divided into 5 phases. Diplomacy, action, market, harvest and upkeep, dawn. Oh, you can only form an alliance in a 4-player game as well. That makes sense. So you can't just like have 2 people team up on a 3rd person. I guess you can probably form alliances in 5 and 6 players, let's be real. But just for this base game, you can't. Like, why is this not on the main page? Why? It's a good rule book. Okay, so you're going to play your card. It will have a red text box, that is what you will do, or you can hold on to it to use battle effect. I love multi-use cards. It's also going to have a buying power to it. So let's see if you hold on to it, you can use it to buy things. Oh, that's the purchase cost of the card. Okay. Yeah, how do you buy? We'll get to that when we get to the market phase. Army activation. Recruit. Add 3 living units to a castle. Or march, move your army by up to 3 spaces. Okay. Can leave and take units on the way. Upon entering a neutral location or another player's locale with their units, the battle ends. So you can capture certain things along the way, other things that will stop the battle. These are essentially the things that are kind of important and really important. Things that are going to contribute towards your game winning. The game winning. The win in the win. Interesting. This is kind of neat. The side with more undead units in their army rolls the black dice, while their opponent rolls the beige dice. So it's not really attacker or defender. It's specifically related to army size. I think that's sick. Number of units plus the strength of 1 vampire on a wilderness space. Sure. I see. So you have 1 round of attack, 1 round of attacks, 1 attrition of units, and then you determine the winner based upon strength. Cool. And you have 1 battle card to play. Yeah, that flow feels really nice. I also like this. The player who passed first in the action phase, excluding the current first player, becomes a new first player. Likely that means you will all take the same amount of turns on average, but I do like it that you aren't always getting to be the first player. Oh, some cards have an ability when they're purchased. Oh, right, because you don't have to worry about it because gold and blood are resources that you collect based upon the actions that you do. So it's not card driven at all. I'm still in deck building where your cards determine that, but you've gotten these things and then you can afford to purchase these cards in the market. That was silly. Like this, harvest and upkeep. Ancestral castles provide 2 gold, 2 blood. Each town provides 2 gold. Each village provides 2 blood. 1 blood. Slurp it up. Player with most towns at the end of 4 rounds wins. I think this looks solid. It looks like a very standard area control game, but you have a little bit of a deck building twist. I like that you are getting additional moves and additional bonuses that nobody else can do. Potentially surprise attacks, right? Choose a town. For every 2 defense in the town, remove 1. Yeah. So just different ways to move things. That one costs 0. The Eternal Hugger. Just a battle box, which you can use in battle or you can use in market. Yeah, I get it. I think the art is sick. I think the flow seems simple. I think it's going to come in a nice little package. Why isn't this on the front page? I don't know. It's insane that it isn't. The bronze pledge feels pretty reasonable. €55, 91 Canadian. Yeah, if you like area control, the little smidgen of deck building isn't going to be the focus of the game, but it adds a nice little twist of what your standard actions are. They're going to be a little bit different. And I think that variability baked into the game is already interesting. Nice. That made me happy. I like looking at stuff like this. Man, it's really doing well. That finishes on the 27th at 5:59 p.m. I really hope that, gotta look it up, because I know it was the vampire game, right? Like it was Vampire Survivors. Yeah, okay. Wasn't Vampire Lord. I'm also excited to check this out because KDBG is also awesome. This is River Market, a creature comforts game. A quick and streamlined standalone game. Help and build a unique shared game board while maximizing your critters' laps around the market. Market begins small. Didn't I just see this table and setup? Was this Devin? He was playing something else recently. Oh, the Bezier stuff, I think. I'm so distracted by the setup being the exact same. Okay. Oh, nice. You're going to build shops of your own. You're going to get a bonus anytime somebody visits them. Move from booth to booth. Gather stuff over here. Sell over there. Yeah. Keep building better booths and making clever combos. Oh, this looks great. Have the best day at the River Market. Cute. Cute plushie. Oh, look at that cardinal. The cardinal I can't even. Yeah, cute. 5th player in a stretch goal. 35 minutes. Yeah, I haven't played Creature Comforts. I played Maple Valley. I was underwhelmed by Maple Valley. This already looks better than Maple Valley. But again, these aren't for me, right? Like, these are games that are designed, kids' table board games. They're designed to be lightweight games that you can play with family, that you can still enjoy yourself. Maple Valley, I could see falling into that, for sure. But I think there's a reason why it says it's in the Creature Comforts world, because clearly Creature Comforts is better than Maple Valley. Again, KDBG and Burnt Island, they're the same company. They always have fantastic deluxe versions of their games and fantastic retail versions of their games. Although, with How to Save a World, nobody picked the retail version. And I don't even know if they made a retail version because of it, because nobody cared in terms of the production costs and whatever. So it could be that a deluxe edition might be sold in stores. I imagine there will be copies. Or you might get a pared down retail version. $70 Canadian is expensive, but it's not expensive for a deluxe game. Huge cards, everything will be used in multiple ways. Their production quality is great in either capacity. These resources look really fun. Game trays, I kind of hate the cardboard sleeves, They're better for the environment though, so it's kind of give or take. But I found the cardboard sleeve in Endeavor, especially if you're storing it on the side, things kind of shake out. So I would be concerned a little bit about that. That's nice though to have the playmat there. And these plushies are freaking adorable. So how to play. On your turn, you play one card from your hand. The type of card determines what you can do. Discard any card to move clockwise along the river and how many steps. So every card you can do, you can discard it, move that many places. Then activate the booth. Gather stuff or sell stuff. You always have the option. If you move with an action card, you also get to use its special effect. Oh, okay, sick. Where you get that bonus. Instead of moving, you can pay the cost of the booth and build it onto there, mark with a house to show it's yours, and then anytime somebody goes there, you're going to get that. Similarly, helpers, you pay for them, and then they give you a permanent ability. This looks awesome. The trip around the river gets even longer. You have to make your plans happen fast. So if you've got this thing built up, people can put cards down to increase the size of the rondel. This is great. This is like baby's first rondel. I think this looks fantastic. And it's just going to be really simple, right? Like the abilities aren't going to be too complex, and the booths are going to be get stuff or sell stuff. And then the choice is, how do you use that? How do you manipulate it? Do you just continue with the rondel and let other people build things, or can you, I mean, probably that's what you do, or can you spend the time to invest in your own as well? I think that looks nice. End of your turn, you refill your hand. I think this looks great. This looks way better than Maple Valley. Oh yeah, the Kickstarter River Market Kickstarter Deluxe game will not be available to retail outlets, except for retail outlets that have backed this campaign. Limited number will be on their website after delivered to backers, and you can find some at conventions. But otherwise, there's going to be a base version, which I also think is great. The base version will be a lot cheaper. It won't be 70. I imagine it'll be like 45 Canadian. That's just me guessing. Or 50. You won't have to pay for the shipping, which is huge. I don't know, depending upon how much the retail is, the deluxe might be the better way to go, because it feels reasonable for a deluxe. Like their layers felt more expensive than what I wanted to pay, I think, although that might have just been 70 bucks. Oh no, because they had the big box. That was it, the big box. Which layers was so fun. Yeah, that was a great game. But yeah, I think this looks great. I think it is going to be very lightweight. I think you need to temper your expectations. I think I am not going to get it because while I do think it looks great, I also don't think it'll hit my personal table. But if you're looking for something lightweight as baby's first rondel, I think this looks mechanically really sound. And I think it's a great building block for something like Great Western Trail. You know what I mean? Yeah, really think this looks good. So if you're interested, that finishes Thursday, November 27th at 9 p.m. I mean, I'm a big fan of KDBG and Burnt Island just as companies. I think they produce great quality stuff. I can very much vouch for the quality of their product, like the physical component quality of it. And yeah, I think they're great. Okay, let's look at this one. The Mix. We're on to the Mix. Are you ready to become the best mixologist? As a young recruit at Foxtrot Bar, you must create delicious cocktails to satisfy your customers. Get your shakers ready. Show off your mixology skills. The Mix is a cocktail-based themed strategy board game. Oh, this is kind of cool. That's a cool gimmick. Little test tubes. Don't get a little testy when you're shaking what your mama made you. Okay, I'm interested. How to play. Let's just jump right to it. So place a mixologist. It says worker placement, but are you placing it on your own board? That doesn't feel like worker placement. That's action selection. But that's fine. You can choose a cocktail card, take ingredients, add an extra tip die, make a cocktail, develop new techniques, get a new shaker. Those are the sorts of things you can do. When all the mixologists are in play, activate the setup of your bar. So once you've put out all your people, you then get to activate a certain thing that you've built up. Sure. Serve 19 to 15 clients, depending upon, yes, give me the rulebook. Player count. That's what I was finishing that sandwich in my head. Fulfill your customers' orders, optimize your actions, become the true master of technique and experience behind the bar. Levels 1, 2, and 3 for client cards. You also have technique cards, end game objectives, also 1, 2, and 3 level experience cards. I like these tiered rewards. Well, this also could be interesting if people can go to your own personal board, because it says, look, it looks like there's multiple people or your own person. And so you could maybe scoop up different actions and double action on other people's boards. That's what I'm hoping. That would be fun. Okay, it's a race. The game ends when 15 client orders have been collectively completed. So I can complete 14 and you can complete 1 and I can still lose. You can always perform one targeted action as well. So buying additional ingredients from the supply, the store, gaining shakers. I appreciate that these aren't unlimited. It's going to add in a little bit more thinky AP that you're going to have to deal with. There's both a technique die track where you move your specific dice, and you can up it to a certain level. This looks like the technique die. Yeah, you place your technique die on here, and I guess you move it up and around, and probably the value of your technique die will multiply the bonuses that you get. Oh, each increase unlocks access to more complex client cards. I like that the tips are random, that you are just rolling a tip die. You might get 3, you might get 0. I think that's fun. I like that. That seems like an appropriate level of randomness for this game. What I really like is that there's a lot of player bonuses here for doing certain things. I like when these games chain together. I'm a little bit unclear as to when you add ingredients. I mean, when you take ingredients, you can put them on your player board or in a glass or in your supply. I don't find the actions to be that clear right now. I don't really think it seems like a very scattered rule book to me, and I don't really feel like there are enough examples of the flow. 90 bucks Canadian for the retail edition, 120 for the premium edition, which gets you just triple layered stuff. That's pretty expensive. Shipping is 20 to Canada, so $140 or $110 to get this game. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few elements here that seem really interesting. I do appreciate that there are some worker placement spaces on the board, and you have your own worker placement spaces on your own board. I like that you always start with some asymmetry. I'm not a huge fan about how you get resources right now. It's not completely clear to me. And especially realistically, I would just make a drink that had all of these ingredients in it. So every turn, I'm kind of building up towards those ingredients as I go through, because you get one sub action, and one of the sub actions is like buy 2 ingredients. So it sort of delays your progression as you're going through and satisfying these cards and these recipes. I think it looks neat. I would be interested to try it. I like the different systems that are going on. I like the art style of it a lot, but I don't get a clear enough sense right now in terms of how all of these things intermesh. Unfortunately, the rulebook leaves something to be desired right now. But yeah, it's not bad. I can see why it isn't completely funding, because it's a bit unclear. You're collecting cards and then you're fulfilling those cards. That's pretty much it. And a lot of the actions are like, hey, maybe cycle through some client cards or whatever. I like the tipping aspect as well. I think that's fun. But yeah, not blown away by it. Still think it looked cool. That finishes on the 27th at 10 p.m. Moving along to this, I just thought this looked a little bit neat. It's called Deck Bento. Store cards, deck boxes, and dice in a bento box. So have you ever wanted a bento box that has spaces for your decks of magic cards? Well, or your dice or whatever, you can. It's just a nice little bento box where you can put card decks in. I think it's very silly, but you people like silly things, so that's why I wanted to put it in the links. That finishes Thursday, November 27th at 11 p.m. We are not covering Cauldron Call, because they did the $1 pre-pledge. My favorite part about Cauldron Call is that the creators presumably put it in last week's episode saying, hey, we're so excited for you to cover Cauldron Call. To their credit, they didn't say that they were fans of the channel. They're just excited for me to cover it. Well, let me cover it right now, and saying that anybody who uses the $1 pre-pledge and needs to lean upon that strategy will never have my support. I'm going to have to assume that your game is unable to stand up under its own weight, and you need these extra incentives in order to be successful, because your game is unable to be successful based upon its merits alone. That's the assumption I have to make, and so we're moving on. I don't know. I don't think this is going to fund... Oh, it just kind of dropped, eh? I really don't think this is going to fund. I think it's kind of a neat idea to have these Christmas games in ornaments, like 6 little games, 6 pocket games in ornaments, and you can have them on your Christmas tree. Like, that's neat. This isn't going to tell me anything about the games, is it? It's just going to say, these are ornaments. They look cool, I bet. Oh, look at that. A little dexterity game. These look kind of cute. A drafting game. Push your luck dice game, probably. It's Spot It. Clock Rock. That's a cute one. Yeah, I think these look kind of cute. 19 bucks for any game that you can just hang on your tree. There's a drafting game. This Misfit Toys seems actually like a really decent little concept. I like this Dexterity Snow Day one for sure as well. Flipmas might be interesting. I think these look actually kind of good. I was not expecting these to look good. I don't think they're going to fund, which is a shame. But I think they seem like, well, you're sitting around your tree, and you're like, hey, you want to play a little game? You pull it off the shelf, you play little something better than a Christmas cracker, and you put it back on the, I say off the shelf, I know. Yeah, I'm actually very surprised. I didn't think that these would be good based around the funding, but I think it's kind of cute. $15 US to ship a 6-pack. I'm really surprised this isn't funding. These are really cute. 6-pack, I mean, it is, $15 a game, 126. You don't need to get all of them, but if you wanted to get like 2, or maybe, I think the 3-pack might be the way to go. If I were to go with them, I'd go with the dexterity one, I'd go with the rhyming one, surprisingly, and then I'd probably go with either the Snowman Shuffle or the Merry Flipmas, depending upon what you want. Yeah, that's a shame that those aren't, it's not going to fund, right? Like, at this point, it's probably canceled already, because I'm trying to do these a little bit in advance, and I'll do next week's a little bit in advance as well, as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, and when we put a pause on Crowdfunding Countdown, and we'll do like a crowdfunding retrospective. We'll go back and we'll see how well I've predicted in the past, where the games are now, those sorts of things. But yeah, that finishes Friday, November 28th at 7 p.m. I don't think it's going to hit, but I think it's a really cute idea, and I think the games are actually pretty decent for what you would want them to be to hang on your tree. So yeah, neat. I clicked on this because this is the Tycoon Games license game inserts. Includes inserts for Everdell, Silverfrost, Valhalla, Blood Rage, Rising Sun, Ankh, Tiny Epic Vikings, and more games. This is all the stuff that they have acquired. I don't know what it takes to have a licensed... Oh, I do know what it takes. You've licensed the art. And so the insert has the art on it. What's this Silverfrost thing? I think it just makes it a little bit busy for my eyes to have everything in its own art box. Like, I can't see where the cards are right now. I mean, it's probably easier right here, but you do not need something this gigantic for Blood Rage as well. I think these are all pretty bad. Let me see what the Rising Sun one is like. Let's see. Are these even Rising... Like, is this even Rising Sun? These are the Blood Rage monsters. Are you kidding me? What? These figures are for Blood Rage. So they're like, we can do a Rising Sun insert, and they're showing you Blood Rage. Why should you ever get anything from E-Raptor ever? You shouldn't. What is this bullshit? And it's even the Blood Rage cards. What's Ankh going to do? Is Ankh going to show you Blood Rage too? Let's see. Yep. Ankh is also showing you Blood Rage because every game should have Blood Rage in it. That's what it's saying. It's showing you Blood Rage in all of these figures. This is awful. And they're also, like, the whole point of having a good Blood Rage insert is to have all of the clans in individual sections to put out, not just random things with colors on them oh my god, this makes me so mad. Don't get any of these things. I knew this was bullshit, and now I am vindicated. Just friggin' garbage. Don't do it. Stay away. There's your warning. Man, that was awful. Now, this was one where I'm also not excited about. This is from Beetle and Grimm, which I haven't seen anything from them that I've really liked. This is Ring of Chaos Rising Fear, a competitive horror card and board game where monstrous parties fight to gain control of the legendary Ring of Chaos. Okay. The newest edition of the hit board game Ring of Chaos. So we've seen Ring of Chaos before. This is just more. Let's see the rulebook. D&D Chaos. So is it a one-shot? Choose a battle map, choose adventuring parties, and catchphrases. Wait a minute. I can't play a game that's got catchphrases. I'll get too embarrassed. You command 4 heroes in a quest to claim the all-powerful Ring of Chaos and hold it long enough to summon the gods. It's King of the Hill. Kill everybody or get 11 summoning points. Different statuses for your hero. Full strength means you can use all your abilities, and your abilities kind of go down as you go through. Simply the phrase that you repeat every round to signify the end of your turn. I will plague your dreams. Honestly, a very fun thing. A very fun rule. I really like that a lot. Even though I don't have a catchphrase, maybe this could help me workshop one. I like that a lot. Punching time, that's great. That's great. You'll have cards in your hand. You can move, attack. It's potentially the best version of a draw cards and do zany things type of game. There'll be some tactics of keeping the football away from everybody else. You'll hold onto your cards so you can be counterattack, dispel, all that sort of stuff. There'll be some special spaces on the board which can modify things. It doesn't seem bad. I expected it to be worse. I don't want it to be $129 though. What's the cheap version? $59, $83 Canadian, and then shipping is going to be $10, $14 to get to Canada. Too expensive for what it is, but I think a reasonable, quick, cute little game. I think I'd enjoy playing this once or twice. If some friends had it, I would feel fine with it. It would be a good game to play while having a beer, I don't imagine there's much to consider, but a little bit of zaniness, a little bit of keep the football away from Chris so that he doesn't get to play. That's fine. That finishes Tuesday, December 2nd at 1 a.m. Okay, I'm excited to look at this. We've got Bantam West. We've got the second edition solo co-op from Bantam Planet. Bantam West is a competitive open-world role-playing game where you work, fight, build, trade, and burn your way across the Lone Range to become the most notorious. With the new Graves of Gold expansion, play with 1 to 5 players and dig into an undiscovered world under the map. Search for relics and riches, but beware of cultists and horrible creatures that lurk below. In a world where the source of gold has been lost to time, will you be the first to discover it? I thought Bantam West looked quite good when it first came about, and then it changed completely. Like, it changed so much from the initial pitch into what actually was delivered. So I'm quite interested to see what's going on in the second edition, because I feel like this is the edition that like they settled on, and they're just throwing in an expansion to have an expansion because that's what you do when you have to do a reprint. Let's talk about the core gameplay. You got your skills, your stats. I like these that you're upgrading until you become like the guy in the West who can do that thing. That's cool. Standard game, 10 points, 2 hours at 4 players. Standard game, 20 points, 3 hours at 4 players. This looks like a great sandbox, yeah. Because the only other Western sandbox that I've played is... Oh, come on. This is where the rulebook should be. Oh, come on. See, like, $69. I'm maybe sold on it. Give me a reason. Put the rulebook on the page, baby. Give me the rulebook on the page. It was first released in 2023. Yeah, it was in 2022. It was way back with... When was it? I bet if I just scroll down, I'll hit it before even searching. Bantam West, look, it was faster to scroll down. It was episode 5. It was episode 5. It was the pick for you. This is when I was marking the pick for you and the pick for me. That would have been good. Oh, I'll mark it as I go through. That's what I was doing. I'm marketing as I go through the crowdfunding countdown, the retrospectives. But yeah, like, it looked really cool. Kind of want to go back and see like what are the glaring differences just from the breakdown. They still had this. They had honing your skills. Home on the Range was $97, so it's cheaper. It's gotten cheaper because probably these resource tokens are reduced. Rule books, field manual, advanced. I mean, it no longer exists, but it used to exist. I'm devastated right now. I haven't scrolled to the bottom, so it's on the page. Under the tab, go ahead, click it. It's cheeky. It's not helpful. I'm happy they have it. I'm very excited they have it. 56 pages. All right, let's get into it. I wish I could compare this to the first edition so I would know if I was right in remembering that they changed a bunch, because I just feel like my memory tells me that they changed a lot. Which isn't a bad thing, right? Like, that's what happens with Kickstarter. That's what happens in development and developing games. If there were changes, it was clearly changes for the better. But sometimes when you're evaluating games, you're like, oh, I really like this thing. And then they change that thing and you go, ah, dang. Like, that's what happened to me with Ankh. And so, but it's great to have a second edition because, again, the changes are in. Western Legends, this feels like the gamer's Western Legends to me, you know? Western Legends is pretty simple. It's fun. It's a good romp. I'm looking forward to teaching my friend Josh, my former friend, now Nemesis Josh. He has brought it over consistently. Every time I'm like, this game seems like it'll be better with 5 to 6 players. And then every time we're hanging out with like me, him, and Zach, he like brings it over. And I'm like, Josh, I tell you this every time that I think it's better with more people. And he's like, yeah, I know. So we just got to get it played for him. But this feels like the more gamery version of Western Legends because there's a lot that you can do in the sandbox. The game map is composed of multiple map tiles, each representing a distinct natural area, a terrain, or a populated zone, a town. Oh, that's great. They're using the unmatched line of sight mechanism. I think that's awesome. It's so clear. It's just like, hey, these blue tiles can see each other. Done. Just so simple. I love that. It's my favorite part of Unmatched. Okay, there are 2 broad types of actions, grit actions and free act. Each time you take an action that costs grit, guess what? You have to move 1 grit token to the side of your player board. This is called spending grit. Skill checks are easy. You're boosting up your skills. You roll a dice and you add your color of the skill to that skill check. Done. So you'd have the red skill. If you have 4 on the red skill, you roll a dice, you hope that you roll a 2, or else you get a penalty. Yeah, I like that potential push your luck. I think this is a good one. What are people saying on BGG? 7.9? Skill checks are reasonable, doesn't feel like a slog. I understand how people can see it as fiddly. Game inserts are a major disappointment. Publishers said they were going to remake them, send them out all backers, but surprised that never happened. Woof. Yeah, game trays suck. Where did it go, Eric78? Where did it go? This is also tough when you have warm-up scenarios. I just don't play those anymore because I know I never like them. Battle through the rules and you'll enjoy it. Yeah. It's not the greatest game. The mechanisms don't detract from the heart of the game. It's a one-and-done game. Interesting. So some mixed reviews on it. I appreciate everybody who talked about it. Simple skill checks. Very simple skill checks for a lot of these. So maybe it is closer to Western Legends. Maybe it's not as deep as I thought. Tons of different events. Battles and fights are card driven. So you're shuffling cards, you're revealing them one at a time. You're choosing them and then simultaneously revealing them. If you die, that's fine. You can resurrect later. You just lose your turns. Oh, okay. And then it's the lone range is. So yeah, the main rulebook is only 30 pages. That's not too bad. This is where notoriety comes in? No, just additional modules, additional things to make it a bit more complex. Sure. I'm not as overwhelmed with this as I once was. I think it looks like a fun sandbox romp. I no longer think it looks better than Western Legends. I think it looks fun. I think there's probably more knobs and levers to turn. I do have fondness for Western Legends sandbox system. Yeah, shipping is $15 to the US, 20 to 30 to Canada, 30 to 40. That's probably why I wasn't interested in it. I think the Saloon regular is really cool though. 69. It's nice that they've like removed stuff, I suppose, or broken it down. Like, what is different? And also, if you've been coming here for a few years and already have the first edition, you get 50% off. That's sick. That's nice. Streamlined rules based on first edition feedback, rebalanced economy, combat, notoriety systems, full retail grade components, wood, cards, and minis. Yeah. Ships directly to retail partners like Barnes & Noble. I feel like if people have the first edition of Bantam West and they sold it, they should contact their friends. Get another copy. Yeah. I still think it looks good. I think it looks like a solid good. Enough stuff to do in a sandbox. Western Legends also could fit the bill. $69 feels like a nice price point as well because I found the other one to be more expensive. So yeah, if you're interested, that finishes December 2nd at 11:59 a.m. And then finally, the last one on our list is the Mystic Curling Club. Flick, slick, or roll your dice down the ice and use magic to aid your strategy. Witches with brooms will sweep you to victory. Sure, it's going to be a little dexterity game with a magic curling theme. Come on, let's go. That wasn't a good takeout. That wasn't a good takeout at all. Okay, flick the dice, and then whatever you hit might change. You'll have different enchantments. What do? Are you going to tell me in the video? Probably not. Let's go find out. They're enchanted brooms instead. Nice. 2 to 5 players, 20 to 45 minutes. Roll all 40 dice at once down the sheet. See who winds up closest to the button. You can flick, you can roll them, you can slide. Do whatever you want. Okay, no airborne throw. If you're sliding or flicking it, the correct stone number must be face up when you touch the stone. Oh, okay, fine. Ties are broken in favor of the lowest numbered stone, so whoever gets there first. Oh, it's just the best 5 stones score, and it's just touching the ring, so it's not like actual curling. Actual curling is literally close to the button. So in this case, this 2 is just closer to the center than the 3, right? So the 2 would score. What can your witches do? Like turn all of your stuff into 1s, just changing the numbers on it. Which I guess makes sense because you're going to have more ties to affect things because anything touching the middle then will therefore tie and then it's a lower number. So you want to knock somebody else's number out. Probably isn't going to come in too much. Yeah, how much is it? It's $40. You're getting 40 dice with it. So it's $1 a dice and other stuff with the game. It's 57 Canadian and then shipping is 12 to the US, 15 to Canada-ish. So it'd be like 60 or so, more than 60, 70 for me to get to Canada. Not really that interested. You could just print out curling sheets and flick dice that you already own and probably have the same experience. I don't think the magic powers seem that interesting. And the tiebreakers, while I get it, I don't think it seems that interesting either. But if you're interested, check it out. The finish is Tuesday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. And that's it. That is it for the week. Now, every week I do a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me being the thing that I think is the most interesting, and the pick for you being the thing I think if you got, you would regret it the least. But before we do that, we always do a grunt down now. So let's figure out what came before. Nah. Yeah, you know me. I'm a war gamer, so that's one word it counts. Absolutely not. Meh. No. Forgot all of these. I blocked them all out with the good ones at the end. Absolutely not. No. Yeah. Nah. Absolutely not. Yeah. No. Horrible. Literally design something that's good. Meh. Yeah. And nah. So a pretty decent week. It was a really horrible week to start, but then a pretty decent week. I think I have the pick for me. I'm just trying to figure out what the pick for you is. I'm tied between 2. I think the pick for me is going to be pop art. I think this looks good. I think the price point feels really reasonable. I think the comboing is going to be fun. I think it's going to give a very similar vibe to Canvas. Canvas is fun not because of the gameplay, but because of how it feels to interact with the pieces. And I think this is going to be similar. So I think $25 feels pretty decent for that. That ends up being the pick for me. And the pick for you, I think I got to give it to River Market. It's so close between these two Vampire Lords, but River Market gets it because of its accessibility and because of its price and because of its proven track record from designers. If you don't have kids and you want to support two sort of indie creators, maybe Vampire Lords. I don't know. Like the deck building seems okay. I'm getting wooed by the art style and the story behind it. I think the deck building seems just fine. Otherwise, it's a standard area control game. River Market feels innovative in the space. So we're going with River Market. Baby's First Rondell. That's the pick for you. Those are my choices. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Thank you so much for tuning in consistently and hanging out with me. I really like it. I really like hanging out with you in the comments. And drop a comment if you've never dropped a comment before, but you've watched 10 plus episodes, or tell me how many you've watched and say, this is the first time I'm commenting because I'm brave enough to do so now that you gave me permission because I'm actually a comment vampire. Something along those lines. But yeah, we finished strong. There actually were a decent amount of good games this week after that colossally horrible start. So thanks for sticking through the bad and the good. My name's Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase, and I certainly couldn't get one by playing Beetle and Grimm's game, but maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. Kiss, kiss!